worst possible thing you could say when you walk into a car dealership. I spent 5 years with Mercedes-Benz, 5 with General Motors, and the worst thing a person could say when they walk in is, if you could just get me to this payment, we got a deal.
So your loan's probably still like 19, which means you got to pay to get out. You're upside down. It's called negative equity. In the next 12 months, if you are car shopping now, or in the next 12 months, I want you to type a 1 in the chat as you come in. My name is Deshone the Auto Advisor. I do these live streams throughout the week to answer questions when it comes to car buying the new way. We've been doing this, helping people really since 2021 through education. And so we teach an entirely new way to car shop, a way that has worked for thousands of people before you. And I do these live streams so that you can ask your car shopping questions, and we can try to get you the answers that you need to help you get below market prices, which is the only thing we settle for. So thank you to the people who are tapping the screen on TikTok, running up the likes. I appreciate it. We have Dolan moderating in the back, so you guys can start typing your questions. Everything I'll be talking about is out of my new digital book. It's called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. Thank you to all who have reviewed the book on Goodreads, putting the review page up now. Thank you for helping us have pretty much a 5-star rating. And everyone, as you're watching this, you can get your copy. If you like what you're hearing, if you like this new way that you're going to hear on these streams of how to car shop, you can get your copy of my digital book for 75% off in my TikTok bio, my Instagram bio, or we have a banner up for you guys. Or you can go to deshonsbook.com. So no matter where you're at, that's your special offer. All right. So Dolan, you can bring the first question in. I see you, Paper Chaser. Welcome to the broadcast. I see you, Benjamin, on TikTok. I see you. First time people. Welcome to all the first time people. If you your first time here, type a 1. Mario Soto, I see you on YouTube. Welcome. This is Chris on Facebook. Hey, Deshone, are dealerships willing to order a car for you if they don't have a car with the options you want? Everyone is usually willing to order a car because every dealer can order. But you want to make sure whenever you're getting an order quote, you're getting at least 5 offers. 80% of dealers are overpriced. So you want to make sure you're always getting, on a brand new car, 5 offers. And then you'll see how different they are. I had somebody who, I think we're on episode 17. This is episode 17 of Car Shopping Questions and Answers. So on last episode, I spoke about a young lady who ordered a BMW when it first came out last year, the new body style new body style X4. And through bids, she saw multiple offers. Most dealers were charging her $2,000 over sticker price. But once she got her 5 offers, at least 5, she probably got set 5 to 7. Her best offer was $3,000 below sticker. So I always say when you're shopping the right way, it should be a $3,000 to $5,000 to sometimes $7,000 difference between your best offer, which is the below market offer, and your highest offer, which is, the highest of all the other offers. So that's when you know you're shopping correctly. So make sure when you're ordering, you're following that model so you can make sure you're getting your best price. And you do this right from home. You could do it by phone, or you could do it my way, which is using the dealer's computer, the dealer's websites. We do copy and paste models to get quotes directly with dealers, speaking with them on their website. So as long as you do it, that's all that matters. All right, great question. Shoot the next one up, Dolan. Let me open up my phone on Instagram. My phone battery is low, but hope. Okay. Yes, everybody. This is our Tuesday, 7 p.m. live stream. So this is live. Whenever you guys don't see the banner above me, then that means we're absolutely live and you can ask your questions. We rebroadcast these streams all through the day, so you can send your friends, family to them. But whenever you don't see the banner above me, that means we're actually live, so you can ask questions. Okay, go ahead, Dolan. This is from TikTok. I need a new truck. Any advice? Well, the first thing, all right, I'm getting ready to tell you the first thing you think about when you are in your position. And this is the first thing that all of you should have thought about. If you haven't thought about this yet, you've already skipped something that is very important. The first step in my process is always to ask ourselves the most important question. Does anybody know? I know we may have a lot of new people on here, but does anybody know what the most important question is? It's probably going to take you too long to type it. So I just want to see if anybody knows what the most important question is. I'll give you guys maybe 5 to 8 seconds to chime in some answers. Can I afford it? That's a good one, but no, that's not the most important question. That comes a little later in the process. Come on, Benjamin, Charlie. Ha, am I keeping the car 8 years? My man, way to go right there. DM me, man. I'm gonna get you a free copy of my book because I like that. All right, that's the most important question. Just DM me on TikTok. I can't read DMs, y'all. So if you actually have DM me, 99% of the time I'm not gonna see it because I have a team that helps me with my social media. So I'm not seeing DMs because we just get way too many throughout the day. But in your case, yeah, send me that. Yes, but that's the most important question because here's the thing. The first thing you want to think about is how long you're going to keep it because you're about to buy something that's going to go down in value. You're not going to get the most value out of it until after 7 years. That's when you're going to get the most value. Everything before that, who knows, you know, when I break these things out, I'm showing you the depreciation curve. And this is how your vehicle is losing value. So if you buy a new vehicle, it's losing value like this. If you buy a used vehicle, it may be losing value like this, but it's going down thousands of dollars every year. So until you keep the car long enough, some of you are just not keeping your cars long enough to win because you're turning around and replacing your cars while it's still like this. You're still losing $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 a year, depending on the price of the car in depreciation. Now, when you keep your car long term, you're going to beat depreciation because eventually your car starts to, like, who has a car outside right now that's at least 8 years old? Who has a car outside right now that's at least 8 years old? Type how many years old the car is. I just want to demonstrate something because if you skip over this, you're not going to be able to get a good deal. You can forget it. I'm telling you right now, I call this the most important question. If you get this wrong, forget about getting a good deal. It's impossible. And I'm going to explain why. This is not, if some of you are new here, I don't need to hype anything up. I love math. So I make math simple. You might not love math. I love math. And I know that when it comes to cars and buying versus leasing, it's a numbers thing. It's a math thing. And I'm telling you that if you're not going to keep your car long enough for the depreciation to level out, like you can see Chris here on Facebook, he has a car 10 years. Carlos, 10 years. Tyranny on YouTube, 10 years. Okay. Yep, I see you. Kura Cindy on Instagram, 14 years. Jeff Walkus, YouTube, 15 years. Now pay very close attention to this. You'll notice that the way the amount your car is worth today, it's going to be worth almost the same thing next year. It's going to be worth almost the same thing next year. If your car right now is worth, if it's 9 years old and it's worth $8,000, a year from now it's probably going to be worth $7,600. That's when you have beat depreciation. Tap the screen on TikTok if that makes sense. See, if your car is only losing, some of you see these answers until you are actually keeping your car long enough. It's not about when you pay off the car. A lot of people think that that's the car's paid off. It doesn't matter. The value of the car is going down. This is why I call this the unseen expense. Depreciation is the unseen expense. And so how do we beat it? You can't replace the car in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Can't replace it. You have to replace it either after that, or if you're not going to keep it that long, you should be shopping for a lease. And I'm going to show you the numbers before we move on from this. I'm going to make this point very clear. Now, this is step 1 in my book. This is why if you don't get this step, you cannot get a great deal on a car. So Instagram, I just want to let y'all know that if you're enjoying what we're doing, there's a button that looks like a paper airplane at the bottom of the screen. If you could hit that and just quickly in 10 seconds, tap 3 friends or 1 friend, anyone, I don't care. Just invite people over because I know they'll appreciate it. Because a lot of you guys have friends right now that are outside in dealerships getting overcharged as we speak. So when you look at long term, here's what you need to see. Look at this, and I'm gonna show you to end this question from TikTok, and why this is what I call the most important question. It's the first question: how many years am I keeping the car? Because look at this. I'm gonna use an example of this lease deal that Zafrina just got. So now, she shops for a 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's a $65,000 truck. She got an incredible steal on this vehicle. Her payment is $579 a month on a $65,000 truck. No money down. So she did this. She got bids. You're not negotiating for these deals. So I'm just telling you, if you guys want to get these deals, you need to use what I'm teaching you. If you want to get it step by step, it's in my book, in my TikTok bio for 75% off. You won't even leave the broadcast on TikTok. You can get your book for $24 and you'll have everything I teach step by step. And same thing on Instagram, in my Instagram bio. You can get it for 75% off for 30 minutes. So I want to show you guys this. And you know what? That lease deal is too great. I don't even want to use that. Let me use something that our average people are getting no problem. Because Zafrina's lease deal was just ridiculous. $579, $65,000 Jeep Grand Cherokee. From home, by the way. 60 minutes. Maybe she put in 90 minutes. It was her first time using this stuff. 90 minutes. So Danielle got $550 a month. First payment was all she gave them. So there was no money down. She got an Audi A3, $44,000 new vehicle. She's paying $550 a month. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Danielle gets this sitting at home. She said, due to circumstances, because some people like Deshone, she might have had time, a lot of time to do this. You know, I need a car in like 30 days. But she said, due to circumstances out of my control, she posted this in our Facebook group. I had to lease something quickly. Yep. I took the course last week. And now, by the way, my book is my course. So don't think you have to get my Maps Academy to get this. My course is 7 steps in video form with coaching from me. My book is 7 steps in book form, and they're the exact same steps with the exact same scripts. So it's just how you want it. Some people like Deshone, I went with the book, like Tiffany. Other people who review, and some people do this. So it's all the same. It's just different learning. So the point is, I want to show y'all something. This is making a point here. So she got $550 a month, $44,000 car. How much is every $5,000 on a car loan, everybody? If you're looking, some of you have seen this in a video before. Every $5,000 that when you look at a car, you see it's $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. How much is every $5,000 on a car loan monthly payment? Let's see if anybody's seen this. I'll give you guys another. Thank you, Nico Smooth. $100, perfect. Carlos Thomas, $100. Yes. So that is BG Meats. Yes, $100. Perfect. Perfect. Blooming Chosen One. Perfect. See, so this is why this is important for those of you who are going to purchase, not those of you who are going to lease. You need to know when you look at a car, if you see it and it says $20,000, you need to know that that is about $400 a month. $25,000 is about $500 a month, depending on the interest rate. Great interest rate, you could drop it a little lower. But average interest rate, that's what you need to be looking at. And you need to be, that assumes a 5-year loan. Because some people say, well, Deshone, if I take a 6-year loan, no, it'll be lower. But 6-year loans should be the max. See, that there's different ways to budget. If I budget $500 a month and I say, well, how much car does that get me on a loan? 25 grand. Now that's for 5 years. So if I go find a car for 25 for 500 a month for 5 years, I did better than if I got a car for 500 a month for 6 years. So there's different ways to raise your budget. I have something in my book called The Perfect Budget. I created a calculator. It walks you through what I just said. See, what I just said is very important. Knowing how much you can spend if you get a 5-year loan, and then saying, all right, if necessary, I'll go with a 6-year loan and bump myself up, but I'm still below my max budget. But I'm not going $500 a month for 6 years. Can y'all tap the screen and run the likes up on TikTok? Keep running them up if y'all getting value out of what we're doing. So we're still making a very good point here, okay? I'm spending really most of this stream going deep on the first question. And I've never done this before, so we'll see if it works. If somebody said I have a new truck, new advice, any advice? So I went right into the most important question, which is leasing versus buying. How many years am I going to keep the car? And I'm now showing you why you cannot get a great deal on a car if you buy when you should have leased. So let's wrap this up. So we can see here, Danielle got $550 a month on an Audi, no money down. Now let's take the same vehicle and let's pretend she purchased it. She didn't know about leasing versus buying. She just listened to a bunch of people, bad advice, who say never lease a car. So she goes in, she's looking for the same Audi Q3 A3. It's her dream car. So, I've been wanting this for a while. So excited. So how much is this gonna be? I'd like to do no money down. Okay. Well, $44,000 car. Forget the taxes, forget everything. Let's just say, forget that. Let's say they throw that in. We'll pay the tax and everything. Let's say she just finances $45,000. What's her payment? $900. Some of you who are in the math, you would like Deshone, yeah, $900. So she drives out of there. She drives out of there paying $900 for the same car Danielle's paying $550 a month for. Now watch this. Let's just say, now I'm going to show you because I know what you're thinking. Deshone, please send my free book. Okay, I got you. DM me though. So I want to stay on topic here. All right, so let's just say some of you are like, well, Deshone, I got a great deal on my last car. I wouldn't pay the same price that Danielle could pay for. Let's say, what's an unbelievable deal on this $44,000 brand new Audi? How much discount? I'm gonna let y'all decide. I'm gonna show you why there is no way for you to get a great deal when you purchase when you should have leased. We're gonna kill this. Some of you are gonna be set free right now. So let's just say, what's a great price? $44,000 brand new Audi Q4 A3. What's just a ridiculous discount? How much off? Let's say like the best deal that you could ever think on a brand new car. Look, all right, it's taking y'all a while to type. We're looking. What's up? Heck, none of y'all ever saved money on a car before? Some people, oh, Deshone, I didn't think we could get discounts on cars. All right. All right. I like that. Nico Smooth. I like that. Let's say the person got 10,000 off. Okay. They got $35,000, which is essentially, let's say they got 35,000. The car is 44,000. So let's say they got $9,000 off, which is essentially 20% off the price of the car. Just brand new, nice, popular car. They catch the dealer sleeping, getting bids from home. 10,000, 9,000 off, 35,000. That's what they're getting the car for. Put your taxes on there, because now we're already being super unrealistic. We're not gonna be ridiculously. Let's just say taxes are on there. You know what? Let's just say no. How about this? Not only did she get 20% off, they paid the taxes too. So she really got like $13,000 off. We'll pay the taxes too. Just finance 35,000 even. What's her payment? The most ridiculous new car deal we could ever imagine you've ever seen, we just went over to show you no matter how good this is, she still is about to lose because she's purchasing and she should be leasing. Watch this. And I'm going to tell you when the person who purchases wins. 700. Thank you, paper chasers. Lisa, 650. Those are the estimates. Where do we win at? Imagine if I just gave y'all a ridiculously unreal situation that will never ever happen, but just to illustrate if that ever happened, 20% off the car, pay the taxes, her payment's still higher than Danielle leasing. So when does the person who buys win? When they keep the car long enough to outlive the depreciation. Very simple. 8 years. 8 years. It's no comparison. So like you're sitting there and you're like, Deshone, I bought my last car and I've been buying cars all my life. I was just taught you buy your cars, you don't lease them, but I never keep them more than 8 years. If that's you, I want you to type a sad face. You've lost a lot of money. So what would you rather? Would you rather never hear about this, really go all your life listening to bad advice? And we might wrap this because we still got time. Before we even go back into more questions, we actually may go a little, because some of you are like, Deshone, well, what if you buy a new car, a used car? Because you just compared that to a new car. All right. So let's just go back one more time. Let's pull up Danielle's because we're on that scenario. So we already said Danielle drove out with a $550 a month lease, paid her first month's payment. Best impossible deal that'll never happen, unrealistic, made up, make-believe deal we just ran was still a higher monthly payment. So imagine with somebody who just goes in regular negotiations, maybe gets $2,000 off the list price. They're leaving paying it's people right now paying $800 a month for this car, $700 a month, easy, no money down. If they didn't put money down, some people tell you, oh, you know, well, I'm paying I got an Audi and I'm paying only $6,000 for it. They never tell you that they put $10,000 down. They never tell you that they put $10,000 down. They forget about that because the day they give the dealer $10,000, they want to forget about it. So they're definitely not going to bring it up in the story. No money down deals. This is what you're doing most times when you're leasing. So let's go back. Let's say somebody decides they're going to get a good price on a used one. Let's just throw this scenario in here real quick to end this. Instead of a $44,000 brand new one, they find one for like $28,000. Great used car price. $44,000 new. I got one for years old. Low miles, $36,000. Great deal, below market deal. Get it for $28,000. $28,000. Throw my taxes and fees on there. I'm at $32,000, $31,000. What's my payment? $31,600. Look what I'm buying too, because some of you that's what you think about with a used car. But I like the monthly payments. But Danielle's driving a brand new 44,000, never been titled. She's the first person to sit in this new car smell, like real new car smell. Latest and greatest options and features, full warranty. If anything breaks on the car, she's covered for 4 years. She won't lease it. She won't have the lease for more than 3 years. She's paying $550 a month. A person who's buying this same car is paying $800 a month, $900 a month. And a person who's getting a used version of this, 4 years old, 1 year left on the warranty, 3 years old, 1 year left on the warranty, and they're paying $600 a month. Everyone's paying more than her. And these are lease deals that we get all day long. Everyone's paying more than her. We can put every scenario. Only person that's not paying more than her is somebody who just drives like a 10-year-old Audi, 12-year-old Audi. They go pay cash for it, buy it from Facebook Marketplace or something like that, or people who go to the auctions and get, like a 12-year-old one. Those are the only people who could, flip cars and not lose. Everybody who's buying new cars, newer cars, is paying more than her. It's people paying $500 a month because they bought their Toyota Camry. They're paying $600. So you're paying $600. She's driving an Audi, $44,000 vehicle, no money down. You're paying $600. You're driving a Toyota Camry that you're not going to keep for more than another 2 years. Any car, replace it. Chevrolet, you could be, Camry, Honda. You're not keeping these cars more than 8 years, and you're paying these ridiculous car payments, and you're the ones that, unfortunately, because you believe bad advice, you are not winning. You're losing. But would you rather me not tell you? God willing, you're like, man, I'm glad I'm young. I'm going to still buy more cars. Most of you are still going to buy more cars. It's good for you to find this out now rather than you never found out and you just passed it down to your family and your kids. And now they heard they don't lease. Now you got your 25-year-old. He never heard about leasing. He goes and he gets himself a $30,000 car because he got a good job. He said, all right, I could afford a $600 a month payment. He gets a $30,000 car. His payment is $600 if he put no money down, or maybe he put 10 grand down, whatever. Point is, he's paying between $400 and $600 a month for this car, when he could be leasing a brand new version of that car for $350 a month. $350 a month, $600 a month. These payments are nowhere close. It's nowhere close. Depreciation is the unseen expense. So this is all step one. See what I'm saying? So when you're reading my book, you're going through leasing version. I got a video on this, by the way. This is in my digital book. I'll link to certain videos to help you guys really understand certain concepts. But this is what we do. This is step one. Leasing versus buying is step one, because I know who was taught, be honest, never lease a car. Type me if you were taught never lease a car. You don't need a down payment, Lisa, and you don't need excellent credit. You need good credit. No down payments. I can show you right now. Lisa, on the screen, you can't see it because we rebroadcast these shows on TikTok, but you'll see it on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram because they can see the slides that I'm sharing. Like every deal that I'm gonna show, like Kimberly. Look, she got a $91,000 Maserati, $944 a month, 39-month lease. $944 a month, $91,000 Maserati. She got bids. Use what I'm teaching you in my book. She got bids, 7 competitive quotes ranging from 1% to 1.8%. That's a crazy, but she saved 20 grand on a brand new Maserati. No money down lease. Bonita, this was in the middle of the pandemic. When people were, the Kia Telluride was one of, if not the most popular SUV all through the pandemic. People were paying $800 a month, $900 a month, $1,000 a month for these Kia Telluride. She leased one in December 2022, and she got it for $600 a month, and she gave them $600. That's all she gave them. So, ask questions. It's better to ask questions about things that you may not understand versus making statements, because when you make statements, sometimes it can mean you're not in a full posture of learning. But I do get that you're dropping. Many of you are this is a game changer for you. This is a game changer. This is a money changer for you. My goodness, my brother who I met recently over the last year, he's a neighbor of mine and he's become a close friend. And he had a Kia Telluride, black one, just like her. Totaled it. His wife was in an accident maybe about a month ago and totaled it. And he called me and he said he had saw the 8-year rule and he said, you know, I'm not keeping these cars 8 years. I'm going to lease this one. You know, he leased a Kia Telluride and his best offer on the same vehicle he owned was under $500 a month, no money down. It was like $479, $489. He was just paying, remember, this was a $45,000 Kia Telluride he had. His payment on that car was probably $800-900 a month. So that's his wife totaling that car ended up being a blessing. Got him out of that car. He got the lease. He got the same car, brand new one, and he's paying $300 a month less because he has correct deal structure now. This is so important. That's why I call this the most important question in my book. And this is step one in my process is you ask yourself the most important question. So I'm gonna put the banner back up for you guys on Facebook and YouTube. You can actually go to deshonsbook.com. Dolan pinned a comment in the Instagram section, in the Instagram comments. Also in the Facebook and YouTube comments, we've pinned Deshon's book. You can get your copy for 75% off. It's a digital book, so it goes to your email. Make sure you check your spam and your junk folder, but it goes there. You can get it in 3-4 minutes, and you won't pay the normal $97 if you get there before the 30-minute timer goes down. Once the time expires, the price is $97, which is the normal price, and it's worth more than that. It's worth thousands. I wouldn't price it at $97 if it wasn't worth thousands and thousands of dollars. So, but you can get it for 75% off that. You can get it for $24 if you get to my TikTok bio, my Instagram bio before the timer expires. But that's leasing versus buying. That's a quick comparison of leasing versus buying and how there's no way to get a great deal if you buy when you should have leased. No way. So some of you are going to be like, oh, well, I want to transition because I want to get out of my car that I'm financing and move to a lease. You should do that as soon as it makes financial sense. And that means sometimes you have too much negative equity. You can't move right now. So you may have to wait a year or 2 years before you can actually move over. I like that question M asked on YouTube just now. Do you value owning cars without payments? Can you throw that one up, M? Can you throw that one up, Dolan? Who was taught always pay cash for cars? Who was taught, type a $ if you've heard or you were taught that you should always pay cash for cars. Now, I'm going to tell you, in a market like now, it's great to, all right, I see RJ Velez. Now, there's value in paying cash, and I'm going to tell you where it is, and you got to just, there's no one size fits all. See, the problem, what's been hurting you guys is because you've listened to one size fits all car buying advice. So usually whoever is giving you the advice, they're telling you to buy cars the way they buy cars. Tap the screen on TikTok if this is making sense to y'all. If y'all are following this, keep tapping the screen, running the lights up. Let me know that you're following what we're talking about. So here's what's important. If you're listening to someone who tells you pay cash for cars, buy used cars, that's because they do that. Now, if it makes sense for them, then that's great. But we need to look at paying cash. When does it make financial sense? When does it not? It's based on a couple things. First of all, what are you doing with your money? Because some people say, I don't like car payments. Type me if you don't like car payments. Who said, type that, Deshon, I want to pay cash because I don't like car payments. Can we type that? Can we dialogue on this? Car payments. Anybody? Okay. May not be that many of you right now. There are people who say this, but you don't realize that car payments, when you pay cash, all you're doing is saving up a lot of car payments. So that's all it is, unless you just win the lottery. If you get a lump sum inheritance, that's different. But if you have saved up $15,000, $20,000, $18,000, and you want to pay cash $25,000, then all you did was save up a lot of car payments, okay? Or save what could have been car payments. You can put them in a savings account and just have the car payment come out. So you can literally say, all right, I'm going to put this cash, $25,000 in a savings account, and that's where my car payment's going to come out of, so I don't spend that. If it makes more sense for me to pay cash, then I'll take the cash. And when it usually makes sense is when the rates are very high. If you can't get a rate that makes really, really, good financial sense, and I mean like we get bids for our rates. We make banks bid, we make credit unions bid, we get multiple offers in what I call the bank bidding war. You get this when you get my book too. This is actually a section I wrote. It's like, maybe it's 3 steps to it of how to get the bank bidding war. But once you get those bids, if you can't get a good rate, then it really doesn't make sense for you to pay cash. I mean, it doesn't make sense for you to borrow the money when you can pay cash for it. But there's an exception to this. What people are doing with their money is relative. So let's just say somebody is investing their money and they can get 10% on their money or 12%. Some of you are in real estate. Some of you are in good investments and businesses, investing into small, things that you can get 15, 20% returns on your money. It doesn't make financial sense. If you could get that type of return on your money, why would you want to put it into a car that's going to get you not just a low return? What's the return on a car, y'all? When you pay cash, you pay $25,000 into a car. What is the return on that? On the cash, what's the cash on cash return? Because I don't want to talk about this much because everyone's not paying cash. It's a small number of you who will, but I want you to be able to know when this is a financial conversation that if you're paying cash, you should understand this. If you got $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 saved up, you're thinking about paying cash for a car, this should be an easy conversation for you to follow. Okay. All right. Actually, everybody said the return is 0. I haven't seen anyone who's correct yet because it's not. The return would be 0 if you put the 25 in and then 5 years later you came back and got your 25 out. That's a 0 return. If you put 25 into an asset and then you come back in 5 years and you should give me my 25 and they say, well, it's 5 years later, this asset is now only worth 12. What's the return on that? What's up, Big Spoon? What's the return? Not 0. It's negative. It's negative. So you wouldn't take money out of investments that are getting you 10%, 12% or more to put into something where that cash is going to be a negative return on your cash. So that's one thing to consider based on who you are. Another thing is to consider if your money's not invested, you're not doing anything with your money, then just keep the debt down. Keep the debt down. Another thing we do is we see if there's any special rates on the car we're buying, because when rates are high, traditionally, you're not getting a low rate from a bank or credit union. Rates are 6, 7, 8% on average. You're not going to see 3%. But sometimes you'll see 3% as a special rate. That's car specific. So if I'm shopping for a Mazda CX-5, I'm going to check to see, do they have any special rates this month on the car I'm shopping for? It might be 2.9, 1.9, 0% sometimes. And these are instances where it doesn't make financial sense to pay cash. If I can get this type of rate, use the bank's money for a very low percentage, and then turn around and use my money and keep my money invested or keep my cash. Maybe you just want to have your cash. Once it's in the car, you can't get it. So once you put your money cash in the car, you can't get that money back out until you sell the car. But if you can keep the money and get the car, now you have your cake and you eat it too. I still got my cash, but I'm leveraging the bank's money, paying them small amounts of interest to use it. So people see interest as the only loss. I don't want to pay interest. That's programming. That's not what would be talked about in a finance conversation. And if you want to get religious, because some of you say, "Oh, I don't want to charge, I don't want to pay interest because of religious reason," then it's a partnership. It's not a debt. It's a partnership. Anyway, let's not get all into that. Just paying cash is right sometimes for some situations. Paying cash is not right sometimes for other situations. The key is, which situation are you in? That's the key. Knowing how to ask yourself the right questions. Which situation am I in? I'm getting good returns. Stock market been returning me X% late. Hey, this many years, this has been my return. I think I'm gonna keep my money invested and I'm gonna use the bank's money. That's right for that person. All right. So that's a great question. I don't know how we went deep on that, but we're going deep in this stream. I normally do rapid fire Q&A. We're going deep on some subjects. And again, this is all in my book. Everything that I'm teaching is in my book. Every part of my strategy, it's a 7-step process. First step is most important question. Second step is deal structure. I'm sorry, the equity assessment. For those of you who are replacing a car or a lease, assessing the equity in the asset to see how much money we can pull out, if any, to either put in our bank account or use in our next transaction. Third step is deal structure. Fourth step is shopping, not buying. It's actually called shopping, not buying, where we enjoy shopping, we enjoy test driving, we enjoy the process. We're about to spend $30, $40, $50, $100,000. We actually enjoy shopping for the item. There's no pressure because we're never talking numbers in the dealership, ever. That's our rule. Step 5 is multiple offers. So once we've selected what we're going to be getting, it's time to get multiple offers on it. If we're getting a used version, it's time to see multiple options of it. And if in step 5 in my process, used car shopping is online marketplaces. You're using online marketplaces, cars.com, carfax.com, autotrader.com, cargurus.com, Carfax, CarMax, Driveway, and Carvana. 8 marketplaces, eBay Motors. See, some of you are missing great deals because you're only looking at 2 of the marketplaces. That's like, you're not going to see below market deals until you can see the whole market. So when we're shopping for used cars, that's what we do. When we're shopping for new cars, we use my 25 to 5, where your goal is to get 5 offers. If you are shopping for a new car or a lease, your goal must be to get 5 offers, because until you get at least 5, you are not going to get a below market deal, because we have thousands of people who have come before you who have used this, and they report to me. They report their deals to me. So when I can tell you the deals we see, we have to get at least 5 offers, because 4 are overpriced. Some people get 6, 7 offers. You saw Charles earlier on his Palisade. I think he said he got 10 offers. But once you learn how to get them from home, either you could do it your way. You want to call and get them. You want to ask for managers to get them. I don't care what you do. If you're using my process, we don't do any talking. So when you're using my book, we're not talking, because when you talk, who knows, when you talk, you can say the wrong thing. When you type, and then you're typing what I wrote for you, because in my book, you're using what I wrote for you to talk to the dealers by email. So I can't even say talk to the dealers, to communicate by email, because we know everything they're going to say. So then the step 6 is paperwork and protection. Once you get your lowest offer, you find the best option. It's time for the paperwork. And then step 7 is delivery. That's it. So everything that I teach is out of one of those 7 steps. And, part of why you have not gotten the deals that you see me sharing is because you don't have any process. You're just winging it. You're just hoping things go well for you. And that's just not a place of empowerment. That's just not a place of empowerment. Strategy is here. So, so we went deep on some of what's in that book and what you'll learn if you get it in the comment section, or you can get it in my TikTok or Instagram bio. If you're watching us on TV, you can also scan that QR code with your phone And as long as you get there before, but now you're seeing why the book's worth $97. I see why you priced it at $97, Deshone. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. You breaking this down and telling us what's in the book, and it's a digital book with links to videos and scripts and things you copy and paste. Oh, I see why this is a $97 book that you can get for 75% off. $24 before the timer runs out. Go ahead, Dolan. Yeah, this has been good so far, though. I do like this. Are you enjoying this dynamic? If you are, type something. The word something. Let me know you're enjoying this. All right, this is from TikTok. I'm told lease deals are new each month. Yep, they usually are. Why shop if brand has same financing deal? There's no same financing deal. So lease deals change every month. I'm going to make sure I'm trying to understand your question right. I'm told lease deals are new each month. Lease deals usually change every month. Sometimes they'll run the same one for 2 months, but usually something changes about the lease deal either every month or every 2 months. Why shop if the brand has the same financing deal? Well, we're shopping for offers. So shopping is to get offers. The financing versus leasing is the first question you should be asking yourself, though. Because as we spent a long period of time talking about earlier in the stream, one offer is not, you can't get a great deal if you buy when you should have leased. So if you didn't see that, definitely watch the replay on YouTube or Facebook. But the financing and lease deals are extremely different, and they're going to be entirely different prices. And we can't even another thing you're doing, if you're buying a car, looking at the special finance deals is important, because that's how we see if they have 0% or 2% or 3%. But looking at the lease deals is absolutely pointless. Looking at the lease offer I don't even call it a deal. It shouldn't be called a deal. Anything that 100 people can come in and get is not a deal. You're not going to offer a deal to 100 people and say, hey, come on in and we make almost no money. See what Charles paid? Look, on his Palisade, $48,000 Palisade, he's paying $597 a month. Sean getting he got his F-150 Lightning XLT, $73,000 truck. His lowest bid, he saved, he got it for $4,999, what's this? $21,000 off is what he got. We're showing it on the screen right now in case you think we're capping. We don't need to. This is, look, Frina, y'all saw Frina, 579. This is Tiffany, who wrote us in when she got her deal using my book. She said, I believe we got a good deal from what we learned from the book. Look, it was a $44,000 MSRP that she got $6,530 off the price. That was her lowest bid. So you're nowhere close to what normal people are paying and what is advertised on these vehicles. What's advertised on these vehicles is not a deal. A below market deal is something where the managers don't really want to make it. But you know what? It could happen for a number of reasons. Somebody wants to beat their competition. Sean said he had to go 100. We shop out of state. You'll get very used when I walk you through shopping from home, and you'll see. I mean, if you're gonna do it your way and you get used to it, you'll see you're in more control. You're in control. So, but a lot of times your best offer is going to come from a dealer that's not close to you, because the dealers that are close to you feel like, why do we need to give them a deal? They're going to come in anyway. Because that's what most people do. You're going to walk in the dealer anyway, and you're going to talk numbers and try to negotiate. That's what most people are going to do. Why do we need to give these people deals? But this person who is now talking to multiple dealers from home, they hold the cards. We hold the cards. And then one person wants to beat everybody, and they do that. But you gotta, I'm gonna say this, and then Dolan, throw the next question up. if everyone could get below market deals, then they wouldn't be below market deals. They would be normal deals. It would be the average price. Y'all, is that clear? Is that clear? If everyone could get below market deals, if it didn't take strategy to get below market deals, then they would just be regular deals. You know? All right, this is Rhino from YouTube. What is a good range of credit score to go for a lease? Great question. Anytime you guys hear a question you like, just start tapping the screen, please. Appreciate y'all continuing to run the likes up on TikTok. What is a good range of credit score for a lease? So what I teach is the parameters. It's more about profile versus just score. The score is one step of your profile. It's one portion of your profile, score. But you also have income. You have something I call comparable credit. I don't call it that. The bureaus call comp credit, which is you've had a car loan before. So you could have a lower than fair credit. You want to be in at least fair. If you're in the fives, I wouldn't go a lease route. I would go a different route, which I have in my book. You get a smart car, set yourself up for a lease. Not the smart car that y'all thinking of, those little ones. It stands for saving money at the right time. We get the smallest car we could get a loan on, pay the payments for 2 years, then we flip into a lease. Because again, payment history weighs very big. So, but if you're in the 620, 630, but you got on-time car payments for the last 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, you might have, high balances with your credit cards, but your car payment has been paid on time, but your credit score is low because you're using a lot of your available credit. So in that case, you got a great shot of getting a lease because you're replacing a car, you're replacing a payment, you're not adding a payment. But usually, 650, 660 and up. 660 and up is usually the best to stay out of that manipulation zone. But again, if you have a lower score than that, but you have good income, you've been at your address a long time, these are things that weigh in the profile. You've been on your job a long time, versus, hey, you might have a 700 score, but you only been on your job for 6 months. That could affect you. So it's not just score, it's profile. But most leases are easier to qualify for than you guys would believe. I got my first lease and I had a 6-something credit score. Now I did have to pay, I remember $25 more because of my credit score. I didn't get approved at the first tier. I went up $25 or something like that. But I was still paying $256 a month for a brand new Pontiac G6. It's a $20,000 car. So I had friends that were paying $500 a month for Toyota Corollas, $20,000 cars. $23,000 brand new Toyota Corolla. They're paying $500. They're paying, and I'm paying $256. These things make a difference in households. Thank you for answering, brother. Just purchased your book too on your website. Enjoy it, brother. Now, I don't even say enjoy it. I use it. Use it. And there's 2 ways to use it. I don't recommend going through the book and then shopping. I recommend you don't, the book is written in a way where I ask you, it's like if you called me and said, hey, D, what's my first step? Here, do this, and then call me back. You wouldn't call me and be like, Deshone, give me all the steps. I wouldn't give you all the steps because you would forget them. I would tell you, all right, how many years we keep in the car? 4. Okay, we leasing. How many years we keep in the car? 10. All right, we purchasing. Then we're gonna move to the next question. We need to do our equity assessment. Go on these websites, call your bank, get your payoff, do these steps, call me back. Okay, boom, I did that. All right. So once you put those things in an order, you'll see that you threw me off, Dolan, throwing that question up. But yeah, Rhino should. Oh yeah. anyway, what I was saying is use it. So you could go through the book. I would recommend you go through it, do one step, check it off before you move to the next step, so that by the time you get to step 7, I'm congratulating you, saying, let's get ready for delivery. Not, oh, I'm at step 7. I read the whole congratulations. Oh, that was so nice. That nice message you write to us when we get our cars at the end. That's nice, Deshone. You shouldn't be reading that until you got your car. You get what I'm saying? I'd rather you go through the book that way. It'll be a lot quicker, a lot more effective for you. All right, but use it. Use it. Great. All right, Dolan, throw that up for me now. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Okay, Freon on YouTube said, what about refinancing when the rate drops? Absolutely. If I'm buying a car and I'm paying a high rate, what is considered a high rate, 7-8%, depending on the car. Now, there are times where rates are high. That's the best offer you could get. But there are times where we know rates are 3%, 3%, 4%. There's time when the rates was 2 and change from the credit unions and things of that nature. So, relative to what they've been, these rates are high. So, yes, as long as you have a great car, the goal is always to get a great car. You could change the loan, like Freon said, by refinancing. So let's say I have horrible credit, 400 score, I need a car. I'm going to make sure the car I get is absolutely a great car. I mean, it must last. This is the thing you need to be looking for. I need to make sure I'm getting a car that's going to last, because I could always fix the loan. But if you fix the loan, refinance, but you got a bad car, you got a car with 100,000 miles on it, and now you're saying you're going to keep it 8 years. You're not keeping that car 8 years in a lot of cases. It has too many miles on it. So you should be shopping for a car saying, okay, I'm planning on keeping this 18 years. I want to get myself something with 60,000 miles. Now that might mean you can't get the big SUV. But if you get the big SUV and then the car breaks down in 4 years, it defeats the purpose anyway. So you could always fix the loan. Don't get a bad car. Very, very important. Or that really destroys a lot of these long-term plans that you need to have. Okay? But yes, everyone will be refinancing when the rates drop. That's for sure. Go ahead, Dolan. Next one, please. Great questions. Great questions. Yes, these are some great questions. From TikTok, I have a car with a lease ending in a couple months. Buyout is 35, but Kelly's Blue Book is 44. Should I buy out the car with the option to sell after? We don't usually buy leases, in fact, ever. Why are we so big on buying our leases? Who told us that was a good idea? Who told us going from buying? Think about this. 3 years ago, I drove off the lot with a very nice brand new car that I was paying, hopefully, a decent payment on. Why am I going to stop doing that to now buy a used car? What's the benefit to us buying these leases out? Maybe I don't see it, because what I explained is it's a horrible idea. It's a horrible idea. One exception, if you're keeping the lease 8 more years after you buy it, then it's fine, because it's just like you bought a used car. So you really kept the car how many years if you leased it for 3 years and you're keeping it another 8? See what I'm saying? 11 years. So you're going to win. It's still a bad idea, but you'll win somewhat if you keep the whole car 11 years, because I'm going to tell you why. Once you get a used car, you reset everything. You got a new, that's a whole separate transaction. If you lease a car, your payment on that lease is going to be, let's just say your payment on the lease is $450 a month. What you're going to find in most cases, if you buy the lease out, to get a $450 a month payment, you got to take a 6-year loan. To get a $450 a month payment, you got to take a 6-year loan. So you already leased the car for 3 years, and now you're purchasing the balance for another 6. You leased the car for 3, you're purchasing it for another 6. That's 9 years. So why did I just say the only way to win when you buy your lease is to keep it at least 11 years? Because how many years of payments are most people going to have? 9. 9. 9. Can we let that sink in? A person who buys their lease, like most people are going to buy them with 6-year loans, you're paying for 9 years on the same car. 9. Even if you get a 5-year loan, 8 years on the same car. So it'd be a shame to go pay 8 years on the same car and then turn around and do that all over again. So you want to keep it long enough to at least, hey, I had 2 years of no payments though. You know, I had that car 11 years. I only had 2 years of no payments on it. That's a pretty bad way to live. You're paying on 9 years old, 8 years old, you're still paying on the same car. 7 years old, still paying on the same car. This is why buying your lease is a horrible idea in most cases. From the start, you should either be leasing or you should be buying a used car. It's one or the other. And you're buying a used car that if you plan to keep it 8 or more years, you're leasing if you're not planning to keep the car 8 years. That's it. Not many cases where these make sense. Go ahead, Dolan. It's a great question though. And you know, I'm hoping we can help a lot of people stop doing that. And eventually maybe 10 years from now, 15 years from now, people won't be asking these questions, but it's a very, very common question. Go ahead, Dolan. Shoot the next one up, bro. Nico Smooth on YouTube. What's up, my man? Deshone, if I wanted to counter offer lower than what the calculator generated, would that be realistic? Getting 1.4% would like to get around 1. If your lowest offer is 1.4, then that's the lease program. If your offers are 1.4, your offers should not be the same. That means you don't have enough offers. If all the offers are in one spot, 1.4, that means you're not getting enough. Once you get 5, 7, you'll see they should be at least $150 to $200 a month difference. That's how it should be. $400 to $600 a month. $600 to $800, $600 to $750. That's how it should be. Now, once your lowest offer is 1.4, but you have 1.6, 1.7, higher offers than that, then 1.4 is the best, and that's the lease program. There's nothing you can do about the lease program. All you're doing is finding the dealer that's going to agree to discount the car the largest amount. The lease program is then going to dictate what the payment's going to be. But yeah, you're on the right track. Go to a Plan B vehicle. It's surprising how different every single vehicle has a different lease program. In regards to what and just to really hammer this home, Zafrina, who we showed first at the beginning of the stream, she had a $579 a month lease on a $65,000 truck. She was shopping for a Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited because that's what they had and they were replacing the lease. So she gets a 1.1 and change. It was like under 1.2, like 1.19 or something like that. That was her best offer on a Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. That's a great lease. That's a great deal. $600. That's a great lease deal. Probably a $450 payment on a $40,000. Great lease deal. But she said this guy is saying that he thinks he might be able to do better on a hybrid Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. He said he could probably get me below the 1%. I said, okay, you need to get 5 more offers at least. Because what if if he's saying he could do better on that version, that means that version has a better lease program, which means you need to get your 5 offers again. She called me 48 hours later. Well, she posted in our group, saying that she had gotten that $579 a month, which was a 0.88% lease. So that's not only is every vehicle have a different lease program, every trim level has a different lease program. Almost trim levels can have different lease programs attached to them. In many cases, they do. All right, great question though. You could also wait it out, Nico, if you have a little more time and see what the programs are next month. Go ahead, Dolan. You can shoot the next one up. Can you lease a car if you have a bankruptcy? Sure, but you need to rebuild your credit. You need to get your, if you start in blank, I know people that have had a bankruptcy, got a discharge, and they are at a 700 score in like a year. So I will be following Shonda Martin. You know, I recommend her to everybody. She has great strategies on credit. She does a lot of live streams like me, and she has great strategies. So I think she's on every platform. Yeah, she's on every platform that we're on. So Shonda Martin. But yeah, get yourself up to like a 680, which is not hard to do because you're starting fresh. Many times a Chevy or a Ford, a Honda, Hyundai, Mazda, Subaru, these leases don't need you to be incredible. If you have a good job, long history on your job, and a 680 score, you're going to get most of these leases. These are not like luxury leases to the point where they're snooty. All right, go ahead, Dolan. So how can you lease out of state with the current lease looking to trade in? But I heard Deshone say out of state lease deals are good. Well, if it's the best offer, you go as far as you need to go to get 5 offers. In my book, we use my 25 to 5 strategy, where you're connecting with 25 dealers online in 20 minutes. We go to their websites using the contact tab, and then you have a template of mine that you copy and paste. If you're going to do it your way, you're just writing in, you know, all the details of what you want, when your deadline is, what options you're looking for, what you're over. This is all stuff I walk you through in the book. You know, what you're looking for. Really, it's about the car. You're not saying, hey, I'm looking for a lease quote, I'm looking for a purchase quote. We need to find out who even has a car before we start talking about money. But then the goal is that you got to get at least 5 offers. You got to get at least, and you have to do the equity assessment to see if there's any equity in your current lease. You don't want to return that, and you don't even know if there's any equity in that lease. And the only way you know that is the offers you get are higher than the payoff. It's very simple. Equity is offers, cash offers, instant cash offer, not Blue Book, the website, instant cash offer, Kelly's Blue Book, Auto Nation, sell my car, Car Guru, sell my car. You have to get these offers, and if those offers are higher than your payoff, then you have equity when you sell the car to these people. If you have a third-party restriction, you can't sell the car directly to them. You got to sell to a local dealership. You got to get bids from a local dealership. I teach you how to do that. For those of you who have third-party restrictions, we talk to used car managers to sell our leases. So I've been doing this since 2006. Like, if I wasn't called to build these companies, then I would be. If I wasn't called to build these companies, there's no doubt I would be selling cars, making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year. There's no doubt about it. But that's not the path God had for me. So what I'm telling you is based on me understanding 99.9% of the car buying of the industry inside and out, and giving you the way to actually stay in control, call the shots, have the business come to you, have the banks come to you, have the cash offers come to you, and then you're just simply picking the best ones as they come to you. So this is all in my book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. It's a digital book. You can get your copy for 75% off in my TikTok bio, in my Instagram bio, or we have a comment pin. Dolan, can you post the comment for everybody again on Facebook and YouTube? Just copy and paste that comment for everybody. And also we'll put a banner up on the screen for those of you who are watching us on television. You can scan this banner with your phone, and it'll take you to the 75% off page. So you'll only pay $24. You won't pay the normal price of $97. But that offers for 30 minutes. Once the timer does expire, $97 is your price to get it, which is still a great price. I'm sure everybody who spent time with us today can see why $97 is going to save you probably tens of thousands of dollars, depending on how many cars you get. You know, Sean saved 20 grand on his first car. So for those of you who want to attend my free masterclass, Everything You're Doing Wrong, Buying, Selling, and Leasing Cars, you can attend that in my bio. We'll also put another comment for those of you who want to attend that. That's about an hour-long class, and I'm teaching very specific. You know, you'll need a notepad for that. That's not just Q&A, although we do Q&A after. So you guys can go watch that. And so we'll put, and that's also in my Instagram and my TikTok bio. So the information's available, y'all. That's the whole point. There's no excuse. Everything that we talked about today is really financial awareness, financial literacy that you have not learned. You haven't heard of it before, but this has been around. We've been doing this for 3 years. Over 2,000 people have come before you. We have over 6,000 people that have this book now. So this ship has sailed. This car buying from home, you're late to the show now. And you can't afford to go buy another car the old way and think you're getting a good deal. You can't afford to do that. I mean, money is very hard to come by for some people, and you need to, you know, I don't care who you are, you should take it seriously. So this is why we're here. And so you can get it from my free videos, from these Q&As, in my book, in my masterclass. I don't care how you get it. You want to join me in Maps Academy and have me coach you through your car buying. I don't care how you get it. Just make sure you get it. Get in where you fit it. All right. So that was episode 17. All right. We'll see you on episode 18. God bless y'all.